I was maybe 7 or 8 years old, and I was struck by a truck as a pedestrian. The right side of my head was hit. My body flipped completely over his vehicle, and the left side of my head struck the pavement. I had massive amounts of swelling and brain trauma, so I was completely gone at this point. However, at some point I found myself standing next to the paramedics, watching every single thing they were doing to me. I even remember trying to talk to them. Then, it was like I just vanished. I found myself again in the hospital. Suddenly, I was in a waiting room of sorts, and I was watching as the nurse tried to console my hysterical mother. I was even trying to console her myself, telling her things such as, "Mom, I'm fine, I'm right here. Listen to me, look, I'm right here, I'm fine." I tried to reach out and touch her, but it felt like trying to move through molasses. Too much energy. I gave up, and I was gone. I can accept the possibility that maybe I wasn't completely unconscious when the paramedics arrived, but it still doesn't explain my vantage point. I was definitely standing, looking over the shoulder of one of the paramedics who was kneeling on the ground, trying to help me. What I have no explanation for is the encounter with my nurse, because at that time I was nowhere near my mother. She was in a private waiting room, and I was off having an MRI performed. I didn't even realize anything strange had gone on until I came to. I asked my mother for that nice nurse, the one that gave you the tissues while you were crying. My mom's jaw dropped to the floor. To this day, she refuses to speak to me about it. One, because it was extremely traumatic for her, and two, because it freaked her out so much when I reminded her of that scenario. She saw that I was in that room trying to reach out to her, and neither of us can explain it.
Strange coincidence involving perfect timing, posted in the Glitch in the Matrix subreddit by Sarah Faye. I grew up way out in the woods with my parents and sisters. When my sisters and I were in middle school, we had a trampoline that we spent almost all of our free time in. This summer, we would often bring our sleeping bags out and sleep on the tramp. One night we were laying out stargazing when out of nowhere I decided to try and scare my sisters. I said, "I just saw a UFO." When they asked where, I pointed my finger to a random area in the sky. Instantly, as I pointed, the entire area I was pointing to turned to a bright orange color. We all screamed and ran inside. It turns out a transformer had blown up. I had no idea what a transformer was, but I found it really strange that it happened right as I pointed to it, and it felt like I had caused it or somehow sensed it was going to happen subconsciously.